My name is Gabriella Tafoya, and my project was helped by my grandma, Angela Salazar, and we're going to talk about some of the history in Villanueva. Villanueva is a small Hispanic village in central New Mexico that my mom's side of the family is from.
We have a mine located about half a mile north of Villanueva, and it's called the Mina del Padre, which was dug out in the 1900s looking for gold, but they never found any gold.
The mine was named this because a priest sent the two men to go look for the gold. Next, we're going to talk about La Jornada de la Cruz. This is a path that takes the people through the Stations of the Cross until you get to the top of the mountain where there's going to be La Gruta. This walk is done on Good Friday during Lent. This is what we see when we get to the top of the mountain before getting to La Gruta. There are signs leading up until you see the 14th station of the cross that overlooks the town.
On the 15th of August, we celebrate a Mass up there, and that's a yearly thing that we do in honor of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
There's the statue of the Virgin Mary in La Gruta, and on the sides is where people gather around to observe the Mass. This is the cemetery in Villanueva where all of the friends and family of Villanueva are buried. This is where they take the coffins and place them before placing them into the graves. This is showing some of the people that are buried in Villanueva. Some of these families had grocery stores and different things in the village. This is also showing some of the graves of our family. These are the graves of my great-grandparents and my great-uncle. Now we're going to talk about the Villanueva State Park. People from all over the United States come to visit this park. Some people even stay all summer. Before this was turned into a park, it was just a lot of wildlife. At the end of the school year, schools used to take students out here to picnic. And now this has been turned into a very nice state park. This park is also rich in history. These hills used to be inhabited by the Native American tribes. While me and my grandma were looking through for pictures, we found an arrowhead. Now we're going to start taking a look into the village itself. This is an old building in Villanueva. Shown here is a building that is now only used for the village fiestas. It was once a schoolhouse where the Catholic nuns would teach all the students. This is the courtyard where a lot of the village fiesta festivities are held. And you can also see that there's an horno where they will bake the bread for the fiestas. Shown here is one of the village grocery stores. There used to be 3 of them, but now there are only these 2 that are in business. This is the second one. And the businesses were founded as American businesses in 1912 when New Mexico became a state, but they were standing long before that. These pictures show pictures that are kept within the grocery store that hold history of Villanueva and the family that runs the grocery store. These 2 pictures show a comparison of Villanueva in the olden days versus now. And this is an overlook from La Gruta. This is the church in the center of the village. It is called Our Lady of Guadalupe. It is made out of rock and vigas. It was built in the late 1800s and is still standing today. Inside of the church is a tapestry that was embroidered by the women of Villanueva. It tells of the history of the village. After this, we stopped by my great-aunt Berna's house, which is a very old house made of adobe that is 2 feet wide. Because of the way that it is built, it is very cool in the summer, but very warm in the winter. Behind my Auntie Berna's house is the ruins of a house that belonged to my great-great-grandparents. They passed it down to my great-grandpa, and now it belongs to my great-aunt. Thank you for listening to the history of our village of Villanueva.